What's going on, guys? It's your girl Rose here with Iconix Radio, and I'm here with an amazing, awesome artist by way of Brooklyn, tri-state Jersey. When you see her, you'll know her. The amazing, the beautiful, the storytelling songwriter, the Aliza Hava is here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. Thank you.
I'm really excited to get a chance to speak with you because, as we were talking earlier, I got a chance to see you at Springboard Houston, and I asked you what actually brought you to Springboard. Barry Coffin came up. So many amazing things came up. But if you would, tell the listeners what brought you to Springboard Houston.
Sure. Well, I was at the South by Southwest event in Austin, and I was attending a panel on the impact that AI is having on the music industry and specifically on songwriters and people who are creatives in the musical field. All these issues from, copying people's voices to, companies using music to program AI how to create songs and using that music without the permission, so copyright issues. So it was a very interesting, informative, and important panel. And Barry Coffin was one of the panelists, along with Stephen Easley, who's an entertainment attorney. And they were having this discussion. So I had a chance to speak with Barry. I thought he had a lot of interesting things to say, and we got into a conversation, which ultimately led to him inviting me to attend Springboard, which I was very happy to do. So
AI, that's one of the biggest talks of all talk, especially when it comes to being an artist, creators, and all of that. When you think of how AI is affecting the industry, what is your take exactly?
Well, I have a few different takes on it.
For sure.
And luckily, I have a very dear friend who has a PhD in AI, and she teaches about ethics in AI. But she also has an app that she's created that helps write lyrics. So she and I have had this conversation because she wanted me to use the app, and I said, I don't want to use that. I love you. I love you.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to use your app. Because for me as a songwriter, I want my music to come from my soul. I want it to come from inside of me. If I get stuck, I need to wait.
Amen.
I don't want to have to lean on AI to help me write a song just so I can, mass produce music, which is what technology is forcing artists to do in this day and age in order to, play to the algorithm and, keep uploading, every 2 weeks, every 5 weeks, new material. As an artist, I just don't think humans work that way. I mean, maybe the newer generations that are learning this
No, you're right.
way of life.
No,
But
you're right.
for me, I'm more of like a classic songwriter where I want to sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and just write down what comes through me, what's coming out of my heart. And it's also like a puzzle. I think writing a song is like putting pieces of a puzzle together. You have to find the right word, the right rhythm, the right meter, and that takes skill and practice and consistency and talent. You have to have a gift.
It takes talent. Okay.
But when you have a device that's like, I'll do it for you, I think it's cheating.
It is. Okay. So, amen, sister. I mean, that's all I can say is amen, sister. No, seriously, because when I think of when I wrote my first song, I go back to what that feeling, and it was literally me saying, this is my expression. This is what I'm seeing every day. This is what I want to say. Nobody helped me with that. And I was able to repeat that same little rap for a long time. People who did that? Me. When you wrote that, I was 7, and it did. And that's what music creatives, that's what artists, that's what we do. We tell stories. We make you join in on whatever it is that we're trying to paint. We paint the picture and you just see it, fall in love with it, or you say, no AI. But there's different ways, because you hit on a few things just a moment ago. You said AI, you said downloading, you said everything that tech talk is about, right? When it comes to you creating your music, how are you, like, what is the setting? Are you lighting candles? Are you going outside looking at the birds? Like, what is the what is the scene for you?
That's a great question, and it really happens differently every time.
I love it.
So I'll give you just the most recent example.
Okay.
In Austin this last week, I was doing a photo shoot with a friend of mine. He's a great photographer, and he was like, "Come with me to this little spot. We're gonna go by this sculpture, and it says love. It's a big sculpture. It says love, and we're trying to get a cool photo for social media or whatever. So I'm like leaning on the sculpture, right? And I didn't even think about it. I'm just standing there and I'm kind of leaning on it. And he shows me the shot. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm leaning on love, you know? And all of a sudden he's like, that's a song title.
See, I was about to say, see, there you go, right there.
So sometimes it'll happen like that, where there's like an instance and spontaneously an idea comes out, and then you develop it based on, some people say, like, come up with a bunch of song titles that sound cool and then develop the song from there. But a lot of times it's not like that at all. A lot of times it's like a melody comes into my head. Sometimes it'll happen when I'm sleeping. Yeah.
Did you record the song? Did you write the song?
Oh, I was writing it on the way over here.
Okay, period. I just wanted to that was the moment I had to ask.
I was like, oh, I need a melody for this now that I have like a moment. I write in the car actually when I'm driving because I have privacy. Yeah. Right? I have like something with my brain just goes into autopilot when I'm driving. Mm-hmm. So the other part of my brain that's creative, can sing and just make ideas up, and then I'll just hit record on my phone and get ideas. I'm not sure that that's the song or that's the melody, but it's like, this is the first thing that came to mind. I'm going to play with it, let it gestate.
It's like it's putting a puzzle together. It's like taking all the baking the cake. I don't bake cakes, but I know I know you got to put the ingredients in. It's a process. Yeah. When you think of hit songs and you think of Janis Joplin, or you think of my girl Miss Dolly Parton, when you think of real songwriters, storytellers, it wasn't no AI. It wasn't no cell phones. There was nothing but paper and pen. And that was it. And history continued to be made. Speaking of history, what was it like for you growing up? Brooklyn, stand up. Sorry.
Well, actually, that is actually the backstory behind the new record,
Ooh.
The way I grew up. It's not a fun story. It's actually incredibly painful, but just because it is the truth of what I experienced and why I wrote this new record. I grew up in a very violent household.
Okay.
And it was like constant just negativity.
Yeah.
And I suffered a lot, and I got stronger from it as I got older, because I learned how to I learned how to defend myself to some degree.
Right.
But I also learned how to have resilience.
Come on now.
That was something that I needed in order to just deal and get through and survive. Like, there were moments where I was very close to not even being here anymore.
I'm with you.
So when you have that constant, just not just physical abuse, but also the mental and emotional abuse that is telling you that, you should basically just end your life,
Right, yeah.
There's something in the brain that is like, for me, what happened was there was something inside of me that was saying, this is not the truth of who you are.
Right.
And I feel like that was the voice of my soul, This is not the truth. You're going to get out of here. You're going to get older. You're going to get out of here, and then you're going to go make your own life, and you're going to be happy. And that voice inside of me started when I was probably like 12, 13, 14, when I was like really going. I was going through it from earliest I can remember.
Right.
But those were the years where, you know, you're also an adolescent, you're also growing up, you're starting to get a sense of independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that little voice was the thing that got me through it, you know. And then, you know, life happens, and you know, you always have something, some challenge to face in life, right? But when the mental chatter and the history of what you've been through is your program, you know, you've got to fight against the voices in your own head of the demons from your past.
Amen.
And so for many years, I just went charged through, like I'm an Aries, right? So I was just like a ram. I'm just going to charge through whatever it is. I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going. And I just like let all that stuff just kind of sit in the back of my head. I would deal with it, but it was just always there kind of on my back, like a heavy, heavy weight as I'm like moving forward, trying to make my life what I want, right? Not realizing that all this stuff was affecting me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So the album Into the Light came about because I actually experienced like a pretty severe neck injury in 2021, and I was unable to do any physical activity for like 6 months. It's pretty bad,
Right.
pretty painful. And the whole recovery period until I like got back on my feet was like 9 months. But I spent that time really doing not just the physical healing of allowing the neck injury to like heal itself and the nerve damage and all that stuff, but the emotional work that I needed to do that I had probably, well, I had thought I'd been dealing with it, you know, get a therapist. You know, everybody needs a therapist, in my humble opinion. But like, in this day and age,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
girl, you better tell the truth. I had to go see my therapist too, honey. And I told my sister, you better get on the phone or get in your car, but you better get to a therapist. I agree.
A good one, because they're not all good.
Amen.
And some of them cause damage. But that's another story. But just getting back to the original thing, for me, music was always my medicine, my guitar, my instrument was like the thing that it was mine. Nobody could take it away from me.
I love that.
You know, in my home, I felt like everything was always being taken away. But they couldn't take away my voice, you know?
That's right.
Because that was inherent. That was gifted to me by the universe, you know? So I knew that, and it gave me strength, and it helped me see like, oh, I have something to offer, you know?
Do you remember the first song that you wrote?
Yeah, I do.
What was the name of it?
It was called God Bless the Child. It was about runaway kids. And I wrote it when I was 9. And I wanted to run away. I did run away, actually. But I didn't last very long.
Hey, guess what? Me too. I hit the streets by twice myself. But safely I got back home by the grace of God, which is why we're sitting here. Here's the thing about artists, and I just wanted to hit on this. You never know what an artist has been through. You just see the gloss, you see the diamonds, you see the feathers, you see the cute hat, you see the flies, the everything that you see. There's a story behind it. So thank you for sharing your story with us today, because it continues to show people that we're all human. And we all have something to say. 9 years old, writing a song called
God Bless the Child.
Hello. You better listen out there, guys.
I didn't even know there was already a song called God.
I was about to say, did you know?
I didn't know. I was 9. But I felt like I had this vision of these kids on the street, because I was imagining what would it be like if I actually ran away. And I had a vision. It was kind of like Oliver Twist, almost, like where you see all these little orphans like hanging out dirty in the streets with their little raggedy old like clothes and cats, and I realized like it's dangerous. It is dangerous. Even at 9, I knew like it would be very dangerous for me to just go live on the streets.
Right.
Even with the hell that I'm living in at home.
Right.
Like, I don't think I'd be safe or able to take care of myself out there. And I kind of sensed that there were other kids like me who were already living like that. And so I wrote a song about asking God to like protect the kids on the streets.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Thank you, sister. All right, y'all, here we go. Now, walk us through a day in your life as an artist. And like, what's the routine like? Because I know you're on a musical journey by way of Brooklyn, but then you in Oregon, then you just came from Austin, and you going somewhere else. Okay, so you're on a musical journey, like you're living that. And let's talk about that. What started this musical journey for you?
Well, I think part of it was that I wanted to get away early on.
Okay,
I wanted to get away from what I had been through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when I was 19, I hit the road and I went cross country with some girlfriends. And it was one of the most exhilarating, transformative experiences I'd ever had. I was on the road for a month. And
Wow.
and it was amazing. And when I came back to New York, I felt different. I felt more confident. You know, it had transformed me in many ways. I was happier, and I felt more alive.
Mm.
And I'd had all these cool experiences. You know, I was like horseback riding and in the Black Hills, and I was like
Yes.
out in the mountains, and I was like, you know, Yellowstone. It was cool.
There was so much more to life
Yeah.
than where you had grew up and what you had been exposed
Exactly.
to.
And
I love
also,
it.
there was nobody berating me every
Yeah.
day.
She's
You know what I
like,
mean?
Bye.
Yeah. So it was really healing. And over the years, I would find these opportunities to take these trips, you know, like
Okay.
drive out here, drive out there. I used to go to these summer festivals, camping in the forest. That it was just really nurturing to like be in the woods with the campfire with people with the guitars and drums, and I loved it. It was very healing for me.
I love a good bonfire myself, guys. I'm telling you, if you have any, just invite. Next one you go to, call me, girl, because we need to
Okay.
roll up together and just have a good old time. Okay. When you think of music and sound and your sound, Americana and
I consider my music folk rock.
folk rock. When you're creating your music with your guitar, um, are you calling in some people to kind of help you out? Is there a band coming in with you? Like, what's happening?
So that's a great question. So on my record, there's a full band that my producer Michael Blue brought in to help to craft the songs.
Mm-hmm.
But when I wrote the songs, especially for this new record, I play piano and guitar. But this new album, which is all about healing, like we were talking about earlier, I wrote all that on the piano. Because of my neck injury, I couldn't play the guitar, so I just started playing like this, you know. So every song on this new record is piano based, and I have a little studio at home where I have a keyboard, and I've got like my little computer set up so I can record myself. And what I did is I recorded the basic track, you know, just me singing and playing the piano, and then sent it to Michael, and so he could get an idea of how to like craft and arrange the song. And he actually brought in a wonderful artist named Dean Dinning from Toad the Wet Sprocket, the band from the 90s. Dean came in and he did a lot of the arrangements on the record, and masterful. So the two of them working together was epic. But generally, you know, I write alone unless I have a co-writer, and co-writing is something that I've only started doing more of in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized that I needed to expand, and that writing alone, it's not that it could only get me so far, because I do believe that my solo songs are strong, very strong.
Yes.
But when you have a collaborator who brings a different perspective, who brings a different tonality or you know, palette,
Mm-hmm.
then you're unifying your gifts. So there's like a stronger element that happens there. And that's beautiful, and it's powerful, and it also takes the right connection, because I write very deep songs and I can't write with anybody. I need to write with someone who is resonant, you know.
That connects with you. Even for Springboard, seeing Barry Coffin talk and all of the amazing panelists that were there, all the different artists perform. They got their music out there. You take your guitar with you everywhere. She said, yeah, that's my right hand. When you are creating music in a live setting, what do you expect for people to kind of take from your performances?
That's a great question because, everybody's going to take something different. Everybody's different. Everybody has different lenses and filters and how they see the world and how they receive. I like to set intention before I go on stage. And when I do that, I usually have a stronger performance. So if my intention is that people are going to come away feeling like inspired and their hearts are open, and that like a lot of times, this is a spiritual practice that I have, I will ask the divine to channel through me.
Come on.
So that people will feel like they're receiving like a deep healing in a way.
Yeah.
And I've had people come up to me after shows and say like, your songs healed me. And I'm like,
bing, got it. Your fashion definitely speaks loudly. Let's talk about your fashion and how it actually plays a part in you being an artist and a creative.
Well, I've always loved style. I kind of like the 70s, bohemian,
come on, girl.
Gypsy vibe.
Peacock earrings, like, I love it.
I just always loved that era,
Yes.
And over the years, there's always trends and there's always this, that, and the other thing. But I've always just done my own thing, I've never tried to fit into a mold because I don't really feel like that's me. Mm-hmm. So I just gravitate towards what I like.
Yes.
Yes. And I like to go to thrift shops and stuff like that.
We love the good thrift sale, honey. Hello.
But yeah, I love style. I love comfort.
Yes.
I see a lot of women wearing high heels, and they look so uncomfortable. Not to judge anyone.
No, sometimes it is uncomfortable. Not
to judge anyone, but I'm like, I would break my knee in that thing. Like, and how
that's happened before too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so comfort is very important. Layers. I get cold very easily, so like, I think layers are important so you can like take care of yourself. If you get hot, just take something off.
I do love, as we were speaking of albums, The Only Way Out Is Through, right? Mm-hmm. April the 4th.
That's a new single off my record, yeah.
Yeah. Let's kind of jump into a little bit of what people can expect from this masterpiece.
Sure. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I think this song is extremely strong. I wrote it with my friend Marla Rubenstein. She's based out on the East Coast as well. And she is, her background, in addition to songwriting, is family therapy, right? So when we approached writing this song together, we took it from a perspective of like the psyche, how the psyche processes complex trauma, first and foremost, but also how when you stuff things down inside of yourself, they fester and then can create stories, and then you can spin out.
It's so true.
If you don't deal with something head on, it can then create a pattern, and then you're repeating these things, these lessons that you never learned.
Could you do me a favor and repeat that one part one more time? That they should handle it, fix it.
Well, when you deal with your issues head on, you can transform it into a new way of living, a new perspective.
That's right.
And then hopefully be a happier and healthier person and create, more healthy relationships and situations and thrive. That's ideally what healing does,
Right.
It helps you work through your stuff, and then so you can thrive and live a good life and give back and whatever it is that you're meant to do in this world, it clears the way so that you can do that, right? Instead of staying maybe stuck because all these voices and demons, So that's what this song is about.
Right.
The only way out is through. Like, you have to walk through the fire, even though it hurts. Like, I didn't want to have to look at all those painful things, all those memories that I had.
Right.
But I had to
Right.
move them out of my body, because somatically, all that stuff gets trapped in your body, in your cells.
That's right.
Sickness and illness, a lot of it is caused by unhealed emotions, traumas that happened that weren't fully healed.
Right.
So understanding that, and understanding that it's an imperative. If you want to heal, it's an imperative to do the work. You got to do it. The only way out is through. So there's a music video coming out as well.
Yay!
And and Michael Blue, my producer, he did a gorgeous job tracking everything. We've got Dalton Sayre on guitar. Dean is on that track as well, and Greg Bissonette, the drummer, he's on that track as well. So yeah, it's an all-star.
You got some hard hitters coming in. Yes!
I'm excited.
Just sitting here talking with you, I probably had maybe one or two other guests, and you're so zen, and I love it. I mean, nothing's like over the top. You are just who you are. But baby, when she pull out that guitar and get to going, everybody pays attention and they sing along. Okay. I think it's almost time to get ready to close, but this is such a great conversation. Normally I'll be going through my notes, honey. I just have all kinds of stuff, but just talking to you is so natural. And I think that that's literally how it should be, especially when you're opening yourself up to be seen and heard by so many of the masses. But here we go. Here's the golden question. Who's an artist that you look forward to working with in the future? Ooh, got her.
Who would I like to work with in the future? That's a great question. I think I would like to work with Brandi Carlile.
Okay.
Because she's a badass. I mean, she's a badass. That's just what's up. Our voices, I think our voices could blend well together. Mm-hmm. She did a really cool collaboration with Alicia Keys at the Grammys a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was unique. That would be cool to do something like that.
All right, Brandy. You heard her here, right here on Iconix Radio, okay? Now, success doesn't happen alone at all when it comes to your team players and who's helping you get to that next level. Who's some of the people on your team?
Thank you for asking. Yeah, I want to shine a light on my new manager.
Yeah.
Her name is Marie Sola. And Marie has been working with me for over a year now, and she just stepped into a management role. But primarily, she's an associate producer on the record. She was a very strong part of the crowdfunding campaign that I ran to raise money to help market the record, because it's completely independent production. So she's just awesome. And she's a little pit bull.
Pit bull in a skirt. Okay. Now, I also know that, I tell people all the time, you have management, you have photographers, you have all these great people, but sometimes you got to get a PR, because your PR is very important, because you have to be seen. Social media just won't get you out there. You have to really. So do you have anyone that you're working with, particularly anybody you want to?
Well, I really recently started working with this lovely gentleman named John.
No, you don't. Please.
Yeah, and it's new, but our conversations have really moved me, because he gets the story of my childhood in a way, because he also relates from his interest in helping kids who have lived on the street, and that's a unique thing I haven't found before in a teammate. So that's pretty cool. And and it's all very new. A lot of things are all very new for me. Like, I'm kind of just going from being this little indie DIY, doing everything myself.
Shit, indie DIY. I ain't heard that one now, friend. You have really took one for me now. Indie DIY, independent artist doing it yourself. That's true,
yeah.
girl. I love it. I love it.
So starting to build out the team has been a process, because you can't put the cart before the horse, and a lot of people will try to sell you on their services, but then they don't deliver,
Amen.
So I've learned, a lot, and I keep learning, but no, I'm very grateful. I just did a photo shoot with my friend Ken Stahl. He's a wonderful photographer out of Austin.
Nice.
I did a video shoot in Romania back in the fall with an incredible team out of a company called Republic Production in Transylvania, and we shot 3 professional music videos, including The Only Way Out Is Through.
Wow. And
that video was directed by a young woman who's also a singer-songwriter named Kalaman Onchi Esther. Esther, yeah. In Hungary, they put the last name first. So I'm still getting used to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Learn something today.
But her name is Esther, and we worked together on Into the Light, the music video for that, and The Only Way Out Is Through. And then I worked with another team called What's in the Box for a music video for the song The Last Goodbye, which is going to be coming out later this year. But
you a working girl.
Republic Production, man, they dialed it in on the music videos. Norbert Kovacs is the head of that project and that initiative. So Michael Blue, my producer in LA, he is one of the most special people I've ever worked with in terms of his capacity to create an environment that I felt very comfortable to explore deep emotions and channel that through my voice into the microphone and then capture it. I think in the recording studio it's so important that you feel comfortable and relaxed.
Yes.
And you have fun. We had fun.
There you go.
And we were dealing with heavy content. The songs were not like
they're not bubblegum.
Celebrate good time. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
The songs are about heavy things, but we had so much fun.
I love it.
That it just took everything, and made it fun.
Right.
And joyous. And
right.
That was healing for me too. Because I'm like, I'm finally in a studio with people who know what they're doing. Not that other people I've worked with didn't know what they were doing, but like on the level where I always wanted to create.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where all the pieces were just coming together so smoothly,
And that's how you're on the right journey and you're moving in the right direction with the right people. So her team is here and pushing her, honey. Okay, I love it. Now, I think this is like the perfect time for me to ask, where can people find you and support you?
Thank you for asking. The best way to support my music would be to follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening to music. It really helps when people just like hit that button and pre-save the music and leave comments if you like it. Leave a comment, leave a like. I do have merchandise for sale. I have a pre-order of the vinyl going on for the album, and I do have CDs for people who like CDs, T-shirts, stickers. We're actually working on a cool merch line because so many people have made comments about my style.
I love the style.
We found a wonderful company. Thank you. A wonderful company out of Toronto that we're working with now to like maybe bring some like scarves, some groovy scarves and designs and things to people who are interested in that kind of style. And
you're so modest with it, just a little something, nothing major, but we're
working.
Beautiful.
We're working.
Give me some, girl. I love it. Now you are my 333 sister. If you don't know, now you know, y'all. This is just like we went through just a couple of little shindigs before we got started, but This has been a very powerful interview. I mean, on so many different levels, from children, from women, just everything that you cover and your story from trials to triumph. I think it's exactly who you are. Your fashion is on point. I'm definitely gonna be talking to you in a minute because I had the hat, but now I gotta throw in the scarf. I gotta get some. I gotta get. We gotta talk, girl. Now, any words of encouragement to the listeners before we get ready to get up out of here you would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. We are living in extremely difficult and divisive times, and there's a lot of things that are happening that are seemingly beyond our control. And in many ways, they are out of our control. But in many ways, we still do have a voice, and we still do have a way to come together and unite. And I think that there's a lot of, political stuff on the left and political stuff on the right, and people that are really like fomenting this division. And I would just say, like, if you can find a way to suspend the need to divide,
That's right.
and find a way to try to see something through somebody else's eyes. Not if they're like coming from a hateful place, because that can be like toxic, but just trying to expand your understanding of other people so that you could maybe create some more unity and some more perspective and some more empathy, because I think what we really need in this time is love, kindness, compassion, and empathy.
Amen.
Driving the narrative, rather than a lot of the hatred that we're seeing, which is, unnecessary. And,
Boo.
it's like, why? We're all in this together, right? Like, we only have one planet until we don't. So let's try and keep it cool, Anyway, I guess that's my words of encouragement. Is let's
Very well said.
do our best to lead with love.
Lead with love. I love that. Thank you so much. Aliza, I think it's time to go ahead and play a little game. You want to play a little game? You want to lighten up the little mood just a little bit? Lead with love. I love that, girl. That's a song. So you got to get to work, okay? Okay, so we're going to play a little game.
All right.
You do have some help out here, so feel free to use your help, okay? Yeah. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Period. I'm going to ask you a question. I'll give you a few choices, and then you just give me the correct answer.
Okay, I hope I know the answer.
You got this, girl. All right, here we go. First question. The 90s was a golden age for modern Disney movies. Which Disney movie did not debut in the 90s? Was it A, The Little Mermaid, B, The Lion King, or C, Beauty and the Beast?
Good question.
You better use your help, friend, if you got it.
Help?
Help!
I'm going to guess
Okay.
that it was Beauty and the Beast.
Final answer? She's like, I don't know.
The Lion King. That came... The Circle of Life. When was that released?
She's going to her songwriting thing right now. Like, she's going in artist mode, so.
The truth is, I don't know. But I think it might be The Lion King. Was not released in the...
That is incorrect. It was The Little Mermaid.
That was The Little Mermaid.
I know, right? It's like, what?
I was like, how old was I when that came out?
Oh, we
Too
go.
young.
Okay, here we go. Country music became very big in the 90s. Which country music star had a popular television show on PAX TV? Was it A, Reba McEntire, B, Tim McGraw, or C, Billy Ray Cyrus?
That's a hard one. I wasn't watching TV or listening to country music. Sorry. Anybody?
Guys, you're killing me in here. She got to see it.
See?
Final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct.
Okay.
All right, here we
Okay.
go. All right. What film won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1995? Was it A, Forrest Gump, B, Toy Story, or C, Braveheart? What? You got this, girl. You got it.
I mean, it's definitely a toss-up between Forrest Gump and Braveheart.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Take a chance.
I would think it's Forrest Gump.
Final answer?
I believe so.
That's right, girl. Come on now. Give me some. Three.
I finally got one right.
Yes. All right. Last one. And here we go. Which 90s movie has the best-selling soundtrack of all time? Is it A, The Bodyguard, B, Titanic, or C, Robin Hood?
That's a tough one.
I know, girl. You got this.
It's not Robin Hood.
It is not Robin Hood. I should have
But
told you that.
I Will Always Love You up against If Ever You Love. I don't sing like Celine, but that was a huge hit. Those two songs were massive.
Yeah.
But I would have to say it's probably The Bodyguard.
Final answer.
I can see the look on your face.
Let me know, girl. I got you, girl. I got you either way.
Is it Titanic or is it The Bodyguard? Titanic was such a massive film.
It was.
James Cameron. I mean, I don't know. It's a toss-up.
Okay, so you at first you said The Bodyguard. Are you going to stick with that one, or are you going to go with the Titanic?
Okay, I'm going to go with Titanic. But the truth is, I actually think The Bodyguard.
I'm going to go with your thoughts. Your thoughts matter. I always go with your first mind. It is The Bodyguard.
Yay! All right, my instincts were correct. Yeah, that song was so big.
Oh my gosh,
I Will
girl.
Always Love You is like, oh my God.
I mean, it's Whitney. I mean, what do you say? We love you, Celine. Like Celine is everything, but that movie was crazy. Yeah. Well, I've had such an amazing time with you, and we got to talk fashion here in just a moment. Any final words before we get ready to go?
I just want to say thank you for taking the time to learn more about me, and I hope you go check out my songs. And just write to me. I love to hear from people, so always feel free to, reach out on social media. And I wish you a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay cool.
Stay safe, stay cool, girl. It's your girl Rosii here with the amazing Aliza Hava. And guess what, guys, it's not over, because you will be able to hear her right here on Iconix Radio. So stay tuned, download the music, keep up with the beautiful Miss Hava. Thank you, beautiful. All right, East Coast, stand up. Taking over the South, y'all. All right, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.